update on Harris, Andrew? Like how he's travelling at the moment?
Yeah, look, Harris is he's well. He's as well as can be expected. So he's home. He's now, we're just monitoring his situation. So we've been in constant dialogue with the neurosurgeon, and they're happy. He's happy with how he's progressing so far. I think, as you saw in our announcement, that he'll have another scan in 2 weeks' time, and we'll take it from there. But he's up and about. He'll be in the club a bit later. So we're pleased with how he's progressing.
What's his memory like with recall?
Look, I haven't had a specific discussion with him, but my understanding is that he doesn't remember a lot sort of in the immediate aftermath of the event. But certainly I came down to the rooms at quarter time just to check on how he was doing, and he was joking with people. You know, that's one of the reasons that we were happy for him just to continue to be monitored then. So he was fine at that point.
How bad a way was he in when he had to go to hospital though? I mean, was it quite a scary, quite a serious thing, bleeding on the brain? How bad was he?
Oh, I think it's just one of those things where he started to feel unwell. So the immediate response is to take him to hospital and get checked out. So I don't think it was, you know, terrible in that sense. And that was always part of, you know, our care of him, was to make sure that when he left here, he was leaving with someone, his family, that were going to be able to monitor him and check on him. And I think as soon as he started to feel unwell, you know, they spoke to our doctors, and the advice was to take him down and to the hospital and get him checked out, which is what they did.
Do you think that AFL needs to look at changing the immediate reaction from an officiating point of view to those sort of incidents? I mean, obviously you, as a team, lose one of your key players and the offender stays on the field.
Look, that's obviously been debated at great length by a whole range of people. I mean, I have a personal view. As Chris spoke to it, spoke to that point on Saturday night after the game, and made the point that we've managed as a game for this long without having, if you're referring to a red card type system. I can also see the argument for a red card properly administered, but you know, I don't want to get too caught up in this event. I think if you're going to have that sort of debate, you should have it in an orderly way outside of the emotion of an event where someone's been hurt.
The club's had sort of history of players who've had some concussion problems, and Brown retired, Justin Clark retired. What have you guys learned from those previous incidents that is going to affect this decision making going forward?
Well, I think the thing that we've learned is you've just got to treat, you know, you've got to treat every case as an individual case. You've got to take advice from the experts, and you've got to always treat the players' welfare as paramount, which is what we've always done. But I suppose what we've learned is you can't sit here today and easily predict what a player's recovery time will be, how they'll recover, how they'll respond to, you know, the physical pressure of coming back to training. That we've just got to take it carefully, and Harris's health will always be our first priority.
As a club, what sort of penalty would you like to see handed out for what happened to him?
Look, as a club, our priority in the last couple of days has been Harris's health. So it's not something that we've invested any time in sitting around discussing what the penalty should be, and nor should we, because it's not in our control. I think, you know, we all understand that it was a serious incident, and that's why it was referred straight to the Tribunal. And at this point, we let the Tribunal do their job. I mean, the one thing I'd say is, if it's good enough for Harris Andrews to walk across the field and shake Jeremy Cameron's hand straight after the game, surely it's good enough for the rest of us to sit back, take a breath, and let the Tribunal do their job.
Any, I guess, immediate concerns for Harris's sort of longer-term playing future? I mean, we have seen some really serious cases where players just don't play again. I mean, where is he sort of immediately sitting in that time frame?
Well, look, the discussions we've had with the experts are that there's no reason not to think Harris will make a full recovery. And obviously, as a club, we'll do everything we can to try and ensure that's the case. But as I said earlier, you just have to wait and see with these sorts of injuries. But yeah, look, we've got no reason to think that Harris won't make a full recovery.